Good morning. This is Professor Anderson with a little bit of feedback for your writing assignment number 2, the rough draft of the technical description. So I am a little, I understand this, what an Active Directory is, but I'm not great about how it's run. So perhaps I'm a good audience to sort of filter this through. So what I recommend is in an introduction to any kind of writing, or especially technical writing, answer 4 primary questions. What is it? A simple one sentence, probably not more than 10, 12 words. What is it that you're giving the description about? What does it do? What's the main function or purpose of it? Again, a simple sentence, no more than 10, 12 words. How does it function? How does it do what it does? Again, a simple sentence. And the fourth question that you should answer is, what are the parts or components of it? So if you were to answer that quickly, that would give an introduction. What I see here are a couple of things. First of all, I want you to remove all first person. Here you have what I am defining. It's not, you're giving a formal technical description, so you want to remove any first person references. And what I recommend is to answer those 4 questions, because here it looks like you have those 4 you've answered number 1 twice. Let's read this together. This paper was written to identify how Active Directory is used to successfully accomplish many tasks. Active Directory is the main tool used for managing the large database of users and particular groups, whether necessary for departmental separation, mailing lists, or groups or security groups for certain secured access to be granted automatically. The object or process I'm defining is that of an Active Directory. So 1, remove this paper was. Pretend you're writing for an Active Directory company. So what is it? An Active Directory is a tool used for managing large databases, the large database of users and particular groups, period. What does it do? The Active Directory allows for departmental separation, mailing lists, security groups to be secured and to have access granted. How does it work? The Active Directory, comma, AD, comma, you don't need these partial quotation marks, organizes and manages large numbers of accounts within a database. This method is common for information technology. So you want to make sure that, remember this is designed to be for a non-specific audience. So if somebody who doesn't know anything about this should be able to pick it up and read it and understand. So some of the language that you use and you sort of jump through a process, making an assumption that the reader knows, make sure you clarify that. So just describe how it works. It chunks data into files. It pulls from the files to manage the information. Active Duty is more an object than a process, period. It allows for however, it is an object that allows for various processes to take place. I'm not sure I understand that. Active Directory is a very efficient tool, allows information IT administrators to make significant changes that would affect an organization's performance. Within the organization's domain, comma, the AD is an all-in-one stop shop for anything and everything in regard to user accounts. I would say within the organization's domain, comma, the AD is the warehouse for user accounts. This includes distribution groups, security groups, and those groups which have particular requirements or settings. I would just go as detailed as specific as possible. It's easy to describe, like, okay, say I'm looking at this castle that has 5,000 windows. It's 4 stories high. It's set on a mountain. It's looking beautiful and angelic. I can also describe that as saying a majestic castle on a mountaintop. So I'm just encompassing all of those very specific details into one description. I think to make it more readily available for a non-specific user, you need to do that. And then I would take and list these. You're not describing how to do it. You're not giving me a set of instruction, but you're listing. Number one, the AD requires a domain users, which is an organization set of end users. I don't know how to use their domain and date. I'm not sure how you would do this, but like one, tell what it is, give the definition. Two, the database, tell what it is, give the definition. And then direct those inside of your graphic. Number one, number two, number three, and give the definition of what that does. So I hope that that was helpful. And I look forward to reading your final copy.